Okay, so now this is kind of segueing a little bit from, we're talking about how Pro is supposed to look better than PS4. So I kind of want to talk about older games and how they look and how people don't want to play them compared to like newer games. Like people just don't like playing older games. For an example, one of my best friends played Metal Gear 4, Ground Zero, and 5. And he did not play 1 through 3. He just read about it. And there are parts he was probably definitely lost. And I said, well, why aren't you playing it? Like, he has his PS3 still. And, they made it for it. And he said, it looks too old. I don't want to do it. He refused to do it. So he read about it. And I didn't understand. I figured, why wouldn't you want to play through all those games?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, when you're looking at, like, shooters, first-person shooter, you compare like Modern Warfare 1 to Halo 3, for example. Like they had Modern Warfare 1 implemented what they call like hit markers.
Yeah.
So you get like the little like tick marks at the end, so you'll know if like your shots are registering.
Yeah.
Going back and playing Halo 3, it's like I still like the game more, but it's more difficult for me to play it because I'm like, I have no idea of my shots. And I forgot that was a constant complaint for me and my friends when we were playing the game in 2007, 2008 was I don't know if my shots are registering, but the addition of hit markers allowed for you to say, like, okay, my shots are registering. If the guy's not dying, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's like either the connection or the company, and then you scream, like, damn it, Bungie, or damn it, Infinity Ward. So that was, like, one aspect of why I think with me, like, going back and playing some older games, it's just, like, mechanics over time, they start to change, and there's features that universally are kind of, like, shared throughout most games at that time period. And then when you get so far into the future, like 3-4 years later, things slowly start to shift. And you get used to playing games a certain way. You get used to like that feature that's added in there.
That's true.
And then you try and go back without that. And you're like, man, I remember this being funner than it actually was, but then like this little one thing makes it like the experience so much different.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't with graphics, but there are some features, even of certain games, that I'm bothered. Like, if I play one game and it has this feature, and then I play another one and it doesn't, I'm like,
yeah,
that really bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to Dishonored, you can literally save anywhere, and you'll end up right back in the spot. And then there are games where I have to go back, like, basically a whole big chapter. And it's terrible, and it sucks, and it pisses me off.
Isn't BioShock kind of like that? The first one?
A lot of them where there's no quick save option. It's just an auto save.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with that as much. For me, not playing older games isn't a mechanics or a graphics issue. It's a time issue. My game catalog for stuff that I've bought in the past 6 months is ridiculous.
Same here.
Compared to what I used to be like. 'Cause I used to always complete my games and then move on to the next one. But right now I'm just kind of behind. Even before, I would still go back and play some older games. It always just depended on the game, though, and the setting that I was playing it in. Because, like, me, my older brother, and my cousins, we all have PS3s. We all have, some multiplayer games on that we can play together, like Burnout or whatever. We never really played them. But we would always, for a while, we made it a point where we would have a night, once a month or so that we would get together and play GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Have like a little LAN party.
No, they didn't LAN party. Just split screen that bitch. but that's just, it's different playing that though, because the gameplay is still great. It still works. Aiming is a little weird, but I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's more the fact that we're sitting on the couch playing together.
Yeah, you're going back to that old experience that we had. I still do the same thing with Halo 1, Combat Evolved, and every year we'll go through either campaign, go through story mode, or we'll just get a LAN party together.
Yeah.
We'll play. Or like you have like the Gamers for Giving, which I've talked about before, which is an annual LAN party. They'll do that same thing where they'll have like split screen tournaments and stuff like that, and like you don't expect anything different from it because it's not like an HD remaster, for example.
No,
it's like I'm going back to 2004. What was like that experience? Like, let me go back to that, and then like it's always fun because you're just fucking around the whole time.
Yeah, and didn't you say recently you tried playing an N64 game and it's just
it was. I tried playing Perfect Dark on my 64 that I had.
I'm sorry.
Why are you saying sorry?
Perfect
Dark was a brilliant game.
On a side note, Perfect Dark Zero, which was a launch title for the 360, I bought the limited edition of that game. It has forever ruined Perfect Dark for me. So,
but Perfect Dark is a great game.
Okay.
And I had turned it on. And it was like this was like in the 3 days that I had the system that it was working right with my TV. And I turn it on and I look at it and go like, I knew this wasn't going to look good because it's a 64 game.
Yeah.
It's an old game. I'm not I know what I played GoldenEye once or multiple times recently. I know it's going to look like shit. But I turned it on, it's just like this is unplayable.
Yeah.
It works better on smaller TVs because you don't have it stretching bad graphics as much. But like I have a 43-inch TV. It's relatively closely. I'm sitting at the edge of my bed because that's where my TV's at, and it's a wired controller. I can't be far away from it.
Yeah.
It's
just like, oh man.
Yeah.
This sucks.
It's like going back and playing the OG Mario Kart on N64. That was like, I'm like, damn.
See, that's still playable though.
It's playable, but
So I have a problem playing it.
yeah, so I had a problem.
I definitely have a problem playing that game.
Yeah, it's like the controlling.
Well, I mean that the 64 controller in general is the worst controller to ever be made.
Yeah,
but see, I just remember spending like 12 hours a day playing it with my cousins, and like it was the greatest thing
on like a 20-inch TV split screen.
Yeah, and it was like the greatest thing ever. But it's just wow. I go back and play. I'm like, how did I play this?
See, I still don't have a problem playing it because it's my niece and nephew have it, and we played it. I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm actually not doing too bad at this one because they have Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and I'm better than they are at it, but they're kids. I'm not. That's not me bragging.
It's hilarious because I'll still beat them. I can't throw a game.
Oh no, they have to earn a victory.
Yeah,
they have to earn that shit. Because the day that they win, they'll be ecstatic about it.
Yeah, and then you'll never be able to like, guess what I did. Yeah,
and then it'll be like, let's play Double Dash. But either way, it's we play. It's like, okay, I'm controlling this a little better because I'm more familiar with it and stuff like that. But it still plays fine to me.
Yeah.
Controller and all. I still enjoyed playing it. I didn't enjoy trying to go back and play Perfect Dark. But if I go back and play, the older Zelda games and like Super Nintendo games, especially like on the eShop and stuff like that, Virtual Console, they have a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
Like playing Donkey Kong Country, stuff like that. That's half the reason why I want to get a Wii U.
Yeah.
Is purely because of the Virtual Console.
Yeah, you just need to drop that price, man.
I'll spend $300.
Hell no.
I'll spend because it's that, and then I do want Mario Kart 8 because it's fun, and Smash because it's fun, and Bayonetta 2 because Bayonetta 1 was amazing.
Bayonetta was very good. And I want to play Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2, but I'm not buying Wii U.
What?
I'm gonna save my money for the NX, which is coming out a long time from now.
Yeah.
But like Pokemon Red, like I recently, like I was telling you guys like a while ago. Actually, when we were working on like our final last semester, like back in the springtime, that's like when I downloaded it, and that was like the game that I played before I go to sleep, because I had just gotten the limited edition Pokemon 3DS that came out, and that was super fun. Yeah, it was cool. Like I didn't have an issue with the mechanics, but
you remember how hard they were, though.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that first, like the dude laying on the ground. I remember it took me fucking forever to figure out what to do with that. But like just going back and playing that thing made me realize like how much the games haven't changed.
Yeah,
and
to a degree.
Yeah. There's little stuff here and there. They look better. There's little different things, but overall, mechanically, the game is still very much the same.
No, it's still turn based.
And like those are the games that I like Zelda that I find it easy to go back and play because like the mechanics overall, they're still the same game for the most part. They just look better and they have a few different features on it.
I think you made a really good point about the TV. Like it's just not meant for that because do you have any of your old TVs still? Like those little. Okay, I do because I'm that person. And, if I put an old system with my new TV, it's like, God, it's almost like I just don't want to play it because you can't. It's not meant for it. It's just really not, it doesn't look good. No. So, but if I pull out that old TV and I plug it in, it's like, okay, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that makes that such a difference.
Well, I know like, for example, with Halo, if you hook the original Xbox up to a high definition television, what'll happen is like the game you'll start to experience lag and stuff like that. So it's preferred to use it on a CRT television. So
yeah.